Hi, I'm Dr. Ira Lake, a cognitive behavior family therapist, and welcome to Positive Vibes. Today, I want to talk about an issue that's running rampant throughout our communities. It's a personal issue. It's called stress. Stress. Did you know that stress is the leading instigator of the major illnesses that people are facing and finding themselves challenged with? Stress. Yes, stress. And when you talk about stress, you always have to look at its two other companions: stress, anxiety, and depression. So today I want to lead you on a way to manage your stress. Anybody that ever tells you that they can get rid of it, they're not being truthful. For we all have stress in our lives from a variety of factors. So I want to show you today some simple things that you can do to manage your stress, your anxiety, so that you will not develop depression. I want you to get a piece of paper, and on that piece of paper, I want you to draw a circle. A circle, not big enough to take the whole page, but big enough so you can write something in it. You do that. Now, I want you in the middle of that circle, I want you to write down the number one thing in your life that's causing you stress. Is it your job? Is it your relationship? Could it be your children? Could it be a health issue? Whatever it is, I want you to write it down in that circle. Now, I want you to go outside that circle, either to the left or to the right, and it doesn't bother me whatever side you choose, but I want you to write down all the things that you feel and have experienced when you think about that stressor. Again, a stressor is anything that causes and produces stress. The stressor is inside that circle. And so on the outside, I want you to write down the things you feel. And it could be a series of one-word answers like, I feel this, I feel that, I've experienced that, as it relates to that stressor. When you have done so, you will notice a list of things that literally trigger your stress because it's how you feel. Now, I want you to write down one other thing on that piece of paper. I want you to tell me, by writing it down, how it makes you feel physically. So here's a statement that's going to sound kind of weird, but I guarantee you it's absolutely true. Did you know that our feelings can literally embed themselves in our bodies, good or bad? So if you have good feelings, you're going to feel more motivated, more light, more enthusiastic. But what if you've got negative feelings? Then the body produces certain symptoms as a reaction to those negative feelings. So let me give you some of these negative symptoms. Things like butterflies in the stomach, tightness in the chest, rapid heart rate. How about tightness in the neck and the shoulders? How about headaches, hot flashes, diarrhea, inability to sleep regularly at night, loss of appetite? These are physical symptoms of what you are feeling as it relates to that stressor, that thing that's in the circle. Now go down to the bottom of the page and I'm going to ask you two questions. The first question is, when you are thinking about that stressor or experiencing it, is your body tense like this or relaxed? Choose one or the other, tense or relaxed. Second question, when you are experiencing that stressor, is your mind clear no thoughts, or cluttered, racing thoughts. Choose either one, clear, cluttered. Now that you've done that, I have one more question. I want to know, and I want you to write down how you interact, how you deal, how you act when you are completely stressed out. What do you do? What do you do when you are completely and utterly stressed out? I want you to describe it. Don't just say, I get mad. I want to know what you do when you get mad. Do you yell? Do you scream? Do you throw things? Do you slam doors? I don't want you just to say, I emotionally shut down. What does that mean? Do you not talk to people? Do you isolate yourself? Do you separate yourself? Do you do it physically as well as emotionally? Leave. I want you to be very specific. What do you do when you are experiencing that stressor or you are completely stressed out? Do that. I believe that most of everything in life is scripted. That's right, you heard me. I know it sounds strange, but I believe that most of everything in life runs off of a script. So let me illustrate. Outside of Southern California and maybe Florida, the weather every 3 months changes noticeably. It's scripted. How about when you pull up to a traffic intersection and the stoplight is red? Do you realize that the city planners have already programmed the light based on how many cars and how many seconds? It's scripted. Do you realize that the television that you enjoy watching, all of the shows are scripted? They sit in a room and they sit with producers and they look at everything that will be said and done, when the commercials will be done and interjected or integrated, but it's scripted. Some of the most long-lasting shows on television, most of the time, were not scripted, like the Carol Burnett show. You remember some of those funny scenes where the actors, they couldn't contain their own laughter because they were ad-libbing? I Love Lucy, one of the longest running shows, a lot of her antics were unscripted. But I believe that even sports today, to a large degree, is scripted. The production truck comes in and sits with the coaches and key players and tells them when the commercials are going to be done and how long each commercial is. So everything in life is scripted. So here's my point. If most of everything in life runs off of a script, then do not think it strange that you have an emotional script that you follow as well. That's right. I have an emotional script that we follow. And guess where we learned our emotional scripts? In childhood. We learned it. And as adults, now we get to act out and perfect our scripts. A script is something that you do without even thinking about it. A script is something that you do on autopilot, like breathing, blinking your eyes. It's all scripted. So what does this have to do with stress? Stress, in my opinion, is having too much on your plate. Too much. Your hands are in too many pots. And too many people are doing too many things, and they are so stressed out because they are getting triggered by each of these things on a given basis, on a daily basis, that they become stressed out. And guess what happens? When we become stressed out, we follow an emotional script. On that page that you were writing down all of those things, those questions that I had asked earlier, I asked you to write down certain things like, was your mind clear or cluttered? Or was your body tense like this or relaxed? What I was about to show you is I'm going to reveal your emotional script. because each of us has one. Now, before I tell you what your script is or show you, because your script is already written on that page, you don't know where it is, but I do. A script is not designed to solve your problems. It's not even designed to ease your stress. It's simply a way that you cope with things until you can figure it out. Stress says, I have too many things on my plate. Anxiety, which is the companion of stress, says, I got so many things on my plate, I don't know what to do. And see why those two go back to back? They go hand in hand. They are related. Stress and anxiety are like twins, identical twins. You don't see one without seeing the other. So what does this have to do with your script? Do you remember the question, how do you act when you are stressed out? And I had you to write down all the things you did. I want you to look at that right now. Go ahead. Just take a look at what you've written. You see it? That's your emotional script. Now, as you look at it, I want you to answer this one question. Does your emotional script solve your problem? Look, does it? Over 99% of the cases, it will not. A script is not designed to solve your problems. A script is only designed to help you cope with all of the stress that's going on and your anxiety. And most of the time, your script is negative, and it further keeps you entrapped in that same kind of negativity that allows you to get burned out, stressed out, and emotionally all over the map. So look again at what you just wrote, and how do you act when you are completely stressed out or are experiencing that stressor that's in that circle? That's your emotional script. Now, when you look at it, you're not going to like it. And if you want to keep getting the same results in your life, then that script will guarantee that you'll keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and the results will be the same. You see how you can get stuck? Now you're really stressed out. Now you're really anxious. And what you're doing is you're setting off a series of events internally that will have dire consequences to your physical and emotional well-being. You're stressed out. So what I want to recommend to you are some simple things to manage your stress. So turn over the page and I want you to write down these simple things, and then I will talk about them. Number one, go to bed at night and get some sleep. The average human adult needs 7 to 9 hours every night. Go to bed and get your sleep. And did you know that if you were sleeping between the hours of 10 p.m. and 3 a.m., that's right, sleeping, not getting into the bed, but sleeping between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m., your brain sends out a signal, and a little chemical is produced in your body that goes directly to your immune system to support and strengthen it and fight off all the bacterias and things that's invaded our bodies. That's why we can be healthier, because of our immune system. So go to bed and get your rest. Number two, drink a lot of water. Talking about managing your stress. Drink a lot of water. Water flushes out the toxins in our systems, in our bodies. Water cleans us up from the inside. It hydrates the body. Drink a lot of water. It gets rid of all that nasty toxin that's associated with stress. Number 3, change your diet. Most of the things that will help you manage your stress are found in the fruit and vegetable sections of your store. Did you know that blueberries, not only are they a natural antioxidant, but they also relieve stress in the brain? Yes, blueberries. And you can go even further. Anything that says berry on it, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, you should be eating them like they're candy. They will literally relieve your stress. Exercise. And I know we have this gyms on every corner, but all you need is 3 to 4 days of 30 minutes of cardiovascular exercise, 3 to 4 days a week, 30 minutes, and it's enough to take away your stress, relieve it, and make you feel good, because exercise releases these endorphins in your brain that makes you feel good about yourself. So exercise, but do it 3 to 4 days a week. And if you could do more, do more. Number 5, you must tell yourself to stay positive. No matter how many things are going on, how many triggers you are experiencing from your stressors, you must tell yourself to remain positive. And you must think and see positivity in everything that's going on, even if it's negative. And last but not least, you've got to change the way you've always done it based on your script. You've got to change it. If you're used to isolating yourself, don't run away. Stand there and deal with it. Give yourself a few seconds to deal with the issue, a few minutes to deal with the issue, then move on. Let it go. Forgive yourself. Stop bringing it up again and again in your mind. Move on. Those are things that will help you relieve your stress. By relieving your stress, now let's switch over and deal with some things that will help you relieve your anxiety. There are a lot of things that you just can't deal with. You're not in control of. Most of everything in life are things that are outside of your control. I call them externals. So why would you try to get all worked up over something that you can't control? You can't control if it's going to rain or have ice on the road. You can't control that. You can't control whether you're going to get stuck in a lot of traffic, particularly living here in Southern California. So why don't you enjoy and adopt a more healthier attitude about going to work, coming home from work? Traffic is unavoidable. It's something you can't control. Just play some good music. Use that time to think and reflect and to process your day's event. Use that time productively. Most everything in life you can't control. Anxiety is, I don't know what to do, or I'm trying to control things so as to minimize its negative impact on me. There are a lot of things you simply can't control. So stop trying. There's one thing you can do and can control, and that is your emotions, your responses. You can choose to get mad, and you can choose how long you're going to stay mad. You can choose how angry you become. You can choose if you want to be sad. You can control that. You can choose not to even be sad at all. So guess what? The thing that you can control, you do that, and what you can't, you let it go. Don't put any wasted energy on something you can't control. I hope that you've learned something by way of this broadcast. I hope that you were positively impacted. Listen, if you've enjoyed or feel that this has positively impacted you, feel free to like and subscribe and tune in to these sessions same time next week. Again, I'm Dr. Ira Lake, a cognitive behavior therapist. I'll see you next time.